there, and I am all business. Yes, Santa, I would like to return this punk-ass Diddy Kong Racing for one Mario Kart 64, please. I don't think Santa Claus does returns there, kiddo. Oh, so you're saying that I totally risked my life in this goddamn Kmart for no reason then, huh? Well, your ass can kiss those double-stuffed Oreos goodbye. So then, of course, it's Michael's turn to go up there. He's got his stepdad whispering shit in his ear. All right, get up there and tell him you want a big screen TV for Christmas, and you want Suzanne Summers from Three's Company. And if he's not going for that, tell him we'll settle for Joyce DeWitt if we have to, but we're not happy about it. Ho, ho, ho there, little boy. Have you been a good boy for Christmas?
Santa, is it true that you can see every bad thing that I've ever done in my whole life?
What? No, kid, what the hell are you talking about? What am I, a fucking warlock or something?
Oh, okay, good. Well, in that case, I've been a very good boy this year, Santa.
Michael, don't lie to him. You've been a dirty little bastard all year long. Yeah, why don't you tell him about the time you clogged the toilet with a goddamn G.I. Joe action figure?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
And the time you took a shit in our own cat's litter box.
Oh, yeah, I did that too.
And how about the time you ate a whole tube of toothpaste and all your farts smelled like spearmint for like a week? Holy smokes, you are a dirty little bastard, aren't you? Oh, well, I guess better luck next year. Well, thanks a lot, Michael. So much for my Suzanne Summers. I guess you're just gonna have to get 10 across the ass for Christmas this year. Bastard, aren't you? Oh, well, I guess better luck next year. Well, thanks a lot, Michael. So much for my Suzanne Summers. I guess you're just gonna have to get 10 across the ass for Christmas this year.
Brewstew.com.
Listen, paying $14.99 a month for a streaming app and $9.99 a month for a music app.
All right, now every young man remembers certain firsts that occur in their life. Your first broken bone?
Dare me to jump off the garage? Yeah, do it.
Your first physical at the doctor's office? And now I'm gonna feel your balls, and it's gonna get really weird. Turn and cough, please. But everybody tends to remember their first kiss. And the story starts with me staying the night at my friend Michael's house. And before you get ahead of yourself, no, my first kiss wasn't with Michael. I'd rather eat the crumbs out of Rosie O'Donnell's belly button than do something like that. So anyways, I was staying the night at Michael's house. And staying the night at Michael's house sucks ass for a couple of reasons. For one, we always had to stay up in his room all night because his stepdad would be downstairs in his underwear watching hockey, getting mad at the TV. Oh, what kind of Mighty Duck bullshit was that? God damn it, Emilio Estevez. And two, Michael didn't have anything to do in his room. He had like a dirty mattress in the corner, some TV from the 1950s. Holy hell, what am I, in a third world country? Michael, it's like a Turkish prison in this place. Where's all your stuff at?
My stepdad sold all my stuff for Marlboro Reds and Natural Light, but I do got this sweet paint roller.
What the hell are we gonna do with a paint roller, Michael? Don't you guys have a Sega Genesis downstairs? Let's go sneak down there and get it.
I don't know, the last time I snuck downstairs, my stepdad took my paint roller away.
Forget about the goddamn paint roller, Michael. Autistic kids play with paint rollers, for Christ's sake. Let's go downstairs and get your Sega. So we try to sneak down there. We don't even get to the bottom of the stairs before we get caught. What the hell do you think you guys are doing? It's a goddamn power play right now. The last thing I need is a couple of 8-year-old Oshkosh bagosh wearing assholes down here. So back to the Turkish prison we go, aka Michael's bedroom. Now Michael also had a sister, and she was upstairs in the room next to his. Now she was no Topanga from The Boy Meets World, but she was a year older than I was, which meant she was sophisticated. She didn't like Polly Pocket. She liked Buffy the Vampire Slayer and shit like that. Well, she comes over to Michael's room and she's like, what are you guys doing in here? Oh, nothing. Just, fucking off with this paint roller. What are you doing? So the three of us hang out in Michael's room. We actually end up having a pretty good time. We stayed up most of the night talking about all the stupid shit that Michael did when he was younger.
Remember when I dressed you up like a girl and made you marry the dog? No, I don't remember that at all.
Oh, well, here's a picture of it. What a beautiful wedding. You were so pretty.
All right, that's enough of that.
Now, throughout the night, I could have swore that Michael's sister was making the moves on me. Now, I'm no Pierce Brosnan, but she'd be sitting next to me and she'd be like,
you know, sometimes I see you outside, and the way you hit a wiffle ball, you're like a white Sammy Sosa.
Thank you. I see the way you sing your Spice Girl songs, and you're like a less cracked out Whitney Houston. I look over to Michael, and he's passed out on the floor, holding the paint roller like a teddy bear. I look back, and Michael's sister just leans over and kisses me. Now, I can't tell you what it feels like getting your first kiss as a kid, but I can tell you that the song Getting Jiggy With It by Will Smith was playing in my head the entire time.
Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Getting jiggy with it.
Just make sure you don't tell anybody that we kissed, okay?
All right, no problem. So the next day, I tell all my friends, naturally, hey, Michael, guess whose mouth was all over your sister last night?
What?
I said I kissed your sister last night while you were spooning with that goddamn paint roller.
You did what?
Oh, man, that's crazy. I kissed her before, too.
Oh, what the hell? Yeah, one time I gave her a Jolly Rancher, and she just started licking my face and shit. Oh, god damn it!
Your sister's a slut. Me and David high-five each other. Michael's face looks like he just shit his pants. Tommy's over there digging through his pockets looking for a Jolly Rancher. So it turns out that just about everybody in the neighborhood was getting jiggy with Michael's sister. She was like a game of t-ball. Everybody gets a turn, and nobody strikes out. You just had to make sure that you went to the clinic afterwards and made sure you were clean. Nope, no mouth herpes for you, but we should do another physical to make sure. Drop those pants and turn and cough.
Brewstew.com. Brewstew.com.
When I was a kid, my dad used to take me to get my hair cut at a barber shop. If I got a haircut with my mom, I'd go to a salon and just run around, be a little asshole, spray all the hairspray on the shelves, get my haircut, get a sucker, and go the fuck home. But not at a barber shop, no. You sat your silly ass down and you got your goddamn haircut, okay? You weren't dealing with your mom's best friend cutting your hair. You had a strange, angry man doing it. I walk into this place and everybody's smoking cigarettes. I sit in a chair and I'm thinking, this is where people get haircuts? Somebody's garage? Everybody smells like bourbon? I remember sitting there and there was a bunch of Playboy magazines on the table in front of me. Just some porn for casual read. I'm like, Dad, look, there's porn on the table. Look it. Shut up. But look, there's porn. There's Playboy magazine. Shut up. We talked about this in the car. And then you get to pick which convict you want to cut your hair. You got the bald guy with prison tattoos, some guy with an eye patch, and then the old guy. His hands are fucking shaking. He's over there. You can hardly see anything. He's giving everybody haircuts from the 1920s. I'm sitting there completely baffled. Like, what the hell? I'm getting my haircut by pirates? Well, I guess I'll option with the bald guy, because bald people know a lot about cutting hair. And I'm looking at this nasty-ass barber chair. It's got dried blood all over it. Like, do I really want to sit there? Do I really want to get body lice? But you do it, because you don't want Cyrus the Virus from Con Air ripping your fucking arms off. Sit down, I start telling the guy, oh, I want a number 2 on the sides and finger length on top. Whoa, 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 whoa. You want a fucking haircut, right? Look at the board over there. We have one option. Don't give me any of that fancy jargon. You want your hair shorter than it is now. Okay, I got it. We start making these weird-ass jokes. Jokes that you're not even sure are jokes at all. They're like, man, you're a cute kid. If I didn't know any better, I'd steal you off the street and take you home with me. You're like, what the hell? Your eyes are fixed on the front door. Like, I could just leave. I could just get up and run out of here. Run down the street screaming and make a scene. You look back at your dad. He's fucking sleeping on the chair. Like, what the fuck, Dad? Is this guy gonna fucking cut my hair? Is he gonna skin me alive? So they start cutting your hair, and you gotta be perfectly fucking still because they'll cut you. And if they cut you, they'll yell at you because it's your fault. Stop fucking moving your head. Alright, shit. I'll try not to blink. I'll try not to breathe at all, really. You're praying to Jesus. You're like, God, please, just get me through this. I'll give you all my Pokemon cards if you just take me to a salon. And then 10 minutes later, they're done, and it's actually a really good haircut. You're like, holy hell, that's the best haircut I ever had in my life. Thank you, strange man with only 4 teeth in your head. You cut hair really good. And then you think, maybe it's worth it. Maybe it's worth a few cigarette burns and almost shit in your pants for a really good haircut. But then you're like, no, it's not fucking worth it. I'm in the car, I'm like, Dad, don't you ever fucking take me back there again, okay? You take me back there again, and I'm gonna be a drug addict rapist when I grow up. And then you'll find me years later, cutting hair at that fucking barbershop, scaring the shit out of little kids my age. God, your hair smells good. You sure you don't want to take your shirt off before we do this thing? Ha 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 ha. Alright, ever since I was a kid, I'd get random nosebleeds. Didn't matter where I was at the time, in the middle of class, on an airplane, taking a shit at my grandpa's house, you name it. They would just happen randomly. I'd have no control over it. And if I was at home, it was no big deal. You just fashion yourself a little nose tampon out of toilet paper and you go about your day. But what the fuck do you do when you get a nosebleed at a public pool? Panic. That's what you do. Probably the worst possible place you could get a nosebleed. Except maybe like a church, like at a baptism or something.
He's the devil!
So I'm at the pool with my cousin, and we're all amped up, and we're about to jump in. So I do this sweet Axel from the Streets of Rage jump kick into the pool, and when I rise to the top, blood just starts gushing out of my nose. Just a spontaneous nosebleed in the middle of a fucking public pool. Jesus Christ, I'd rather shit in the pool than bleed in it. I'd rather spell my name out in turds in the pool than get a nosebleed. Everybody's rushing out of the pool like the water's on fire. I climb out of the side all lightheaded and shit. Somebody kill me! I need a fucking blood transfusion. I'm O positive. Oh God. If I die at this pool, somebody's gotta take care of my Tamagotchi I got at home. Then this dude comes out of the middle of nowhere and smashes like 50 napkins in my face.
What happened? You get shot in the face? I think somebody shot him in the face. Do you have AIDS? On a scale of 1 to 10, how much AIDS do you have?
The whole pool is totally evacuated at this point. They got the hazmat people from E.T. coming in. I'm half conscious from blood loss. The pool looks like the beaches of Normandy. Everybody's weekend's ruined. And I'm like, oh, come on. There's chlorine in a pool for a reason. Jesus Christ, I pissed in the pool a couple weeks ago. Nobody even cared. Now there's a couple of quarts of human blood in there and everybody wants to freak out. Never went back to that pool after that. I don't think I was welcome. They're like, whoa, buddy, I know we're a public pool and all, but we have to have some kind of fucking standards. You can piss in there, maybe even a half a shit, but we're not doing any nasty nose blood. We don't want hepatitis, all right?
Brewstew.com.
I thought online degrees weren't as respected, but WGU online degrees have the same accreditations as the large universities. See why over 95% of employers say they would hire another WGU grad and learn more at wgu.edu.
All right, now for most people, their college days make up the best part of their lives. Everybody's out partying, getting drunk. I partied so hard in college, I shit Jose Cuervo for a month, and I got hepatitis. And that's all good and great, but I personally didn't get that experience because I did a little thing called commuting to college. And boy, is that a whole different experience. You're sitting there in class with a bunch of assholes that just rolled out of bed all hungover. Bro, you going to any wicked parties tonight, bro? Bro, I'm working 6 hours at a Pizza Hut is what I'm doing tonight, bro. I didn't get to stay in a sweet dorm room. No, I stayed in a duplex that was haunted as hell. That's where I stayed. I didn't get to walk to class in sweatpants like this asshole over here. Hell, I didn't even have a car of my own. I had to get dropped off by my sister like a goddamn little kid on the first day of school.
Here's your stop, loser. Have fun not getting laid.
You know how hard it is to coordinate rides? Hell, I didn't even have a car of my own. I had to get dropped off by my sister like a goddamn little kid on the first day of school.
Here's your stop, loser. Have fun not getting laid.
You know how hard it is to coordinate rides to school with my screwed up class schedule? All right, you can pick me up in an hour, right? Okay, cool. How about 8 hours later, can you take me to English class? I know it's 9 o'clock at night. That's not inconvenient, is it? Well, that's not gonna work in the long run. So I did what anybody would do. I took out a student loan and I bought a car. You know you have to pay this back, right? Oh, no, I don't have to pay this back. Future me has to pay this back, and I could give 2 fucks about future me. Now, I went to school for computer engineering at my local university. And I know what you're thinking. Computer engineering? Boy, you must have fucked up royally if your ass is drawing stick figures for a living. And boy, did I ever. You see, I didn't know what to do after high school. And when I was growing up, it was just implied that I would go to college. Okay, first you go to college, then you get your degree, then you find a job, and then you work for 30 years. And then, if you're lucky, you get to die. So when I got out of high school, I thought, fuck it. How about computer engineering? That sounds like something I could do, even though I have no background experience or even any general interest whatsoever. It's just a decision that's gonna affect the rest of my life. What's the big deal? My first college class that I attended was a calculus class, and it was taught by a professor that was not from the United States. I know he wasn't from the United States because he had an accent that I've never heard of before in my life. Where the hell is this guy from? France? Pakistan? Fucking planet Alpha Beta 17? Where the hell is this guy from? So this guy would be up there trying to teach everybody calculus, and nobody could understand what the hell he was saying because he's got this strange-ass intergalactic accent. And not only that, but he would whisper on top of it. He'd be up there like, psst,
The derivatives, the derivatives, herky-durky-doo, derivatives, herky-durky-doo.
I'm sitting all the way in the back of the classroom like, boy, I'm gonna be a shitty engineer if this keeps up.
Excuse me, we're all just wondering what the hell you're saying up there. Future me's already paying for a car. I'm sure he doesn't want to pay you to whisper a bunch of math secrets in some made-up fucking fairy tale dialect.
So needless to say, I struggled quite a bit in that class. But it was a goddamn cakewalk compared to my first programming class. Now, what do I know about programming? Well, I know how to program a microwave to make some bomb-ass Hot Pockets, and that's about it. But how hard can it be? I've seen movies. I can wear glasses and type really fast on a computer. That's half the battle. Now, it's worth mentioning that my professor of this class was an old man who apparently has been programming computers since they were the size of a fucking Kmart. Now, he definitely knew what he was talking about, but just because you know what you're talking about doesn't mean your ass is a good teacher. He would fly through the lessons at a record pace. Everybody's scratching their head like, what the hell's this guy talking about? What page are we on? Is this the right book? I can't feel my fucking face. Everybody's baffled in the class except for like 3 geniuses up front. I see what he's doing. You guys want to start a $1 billion business in my garage? Yeah, that sounds swell. Not only did this professor talk fast, but he would also say the word all right before and after like every goddamn sentence.
All right, everybody get out a piece of paper and get ready to write, all right? All right, we got Boolean operators, all right? All right, and their true-false statement, right? All right, that's all right, all right?
My fucking head's gonna explode. After a while, that's all I could hear was the word all right. I wasn't learning a goddamn thing. Everything on the board was all right. Everything on my test was all right, all right, all right. I start looking around me, and everybody's dropping out of this class left and right. Well, what the hell is my dumb microwave programming ass still doing here? The hell am I gonna do? Make a fucking better PayPal? I don't think so. So needless to say, my first year of college didn't go right.
All right, that's all right.
I failed both of these classes with flying colors, and I lose all my scholarships. So the next school year comes around, and I go to a little thing called community college. And let me tell you something about community college. It is different. There's all sorts of people in community college class. There's like a homeless guy in there, some chick breastfeeding a baby in the back. Anybody going to any wicked parties tonight? Bitch, I got kids to take care of. So now I'm a man amongst his peers. I did a lot better in community college. Not to mention, I also switched my major to web design because HTML is a hell of a lot easier to learn than this happy horse shit. A couple years later, I got my little bullshit web design degree, and I haven't made a website since. But you know what? It wasn't a complete waste of time because when I was in school, I took a class on Adobe Flash. And you know what you can do in Adobe Flash? That's right, make shitty stick figures. So we've come full circle. So here's to you, community college. You made me the man that I am today.
BrewStew.com.
Thanks for watching, everybody, and special thanks to all my Patreon supporters. We just started a Brew Stew Discord server for all the patrons that contribute every month. So if you want to chit-chat with me and Brewer, and probably Cody and Steven, we can talk about old wrestlers or whose dad can beat up whose. Cody might be drunk half the time, so if he only wants to talk about Limp Bizkit, I apologize ahead of time.
BrewStew.com.
When I was 10 years old, I was a Cub Scout, and the most important thing to a Cub Scout is getting a fucking pocket knife. That's why you became a Cub Scout, because you heard you could get a goddamn knife. And everybody's like, well, don't you want to earn merit badges? I'm like, no, I don't want to fucking earn merit badges. How am I going to impress a Girl Scout with my goddamn merit badges? No, you fucking show them your sweet-ass pocket knife. That's what you do. Yeah, check that shit out. I could fucking cut down a tree with this damn thing. Now, in order to get your pocket knife, you first had to earn your whittling chip card. And your whittling chip card basically said, hey, motherfucker, I'm packing a fucking blade, and I know how to handle this damn thing. Now, one weekend, we were staying in a cabin in the middle of the woods, and we knew that we were going to be given the opportunity to earn our whittling chips. The only thing that you had to do to get your whittling chip was to carve an animal out of soap. That was the only thing you had to do. Any animal, it didn't matter, as long as you didn't stab yourself or any of your friends. So I'm sitting there, you know, carving an elephant. Well, it was an elephant. And then I cut the trunk off, and it was looking more like a wombat or something. And I turned to my best friend David, and I look at him, and he's white as a ghost. And he looks at me, and he's like, dude, look at my fucking hand. There's this huge-ass cut that's going down the side of his thumb, and I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck happened to your thumb? And he's like, never mind my fucking thumb. How am I gonna get a fucking pocket knife? And I'm thinking, oh my god, he's right. If he doesn't get a fucking pocket knife, we can't be best friends anymore. We're all gonna be cutting shit in half with our new pocket knives, and he's gonna be sitting by himself, holding his dick, wishing he was dead. And then this kid Zachary comes up to us, and he starts making a scene, and we hated Zachary because, one, he was always telling on us, and two, he had ADD, and all he wanted to do was talk about monster trucks. He drove me absolutely crazy. One time at recess, I had enough, and I was like, Zach, I don't want to fucking talk about monster trucks, and I threw his goddamn lunchbox in a fucking tree, and it got stuck. So I told him straight up, I was like, Zach, I swear to God, if you tell on us, I'm gonna cut your stupid brain out with this fucking knife. So then my friend wraps his hand up in a dirty sock, and he turns in his half-finished fucking polar bear with pink smudges all over it. And for the rest of the weekend, he hides his thumb from our Cub Scout leader. That's how important it was to us. This dude was willing to lose his fucking thumb to gangrene to get a goddamn whittling chip card. And you know what? He did get his whittling chip card. And he did get his pocket knife. And you know what? He didn't even lose his fucking thumb either. So the lesson of the story